Saving money is harder than spending it for many people. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the most common money mistakes that people make. If you want to be successful, then you need to avoid making these same mistakes. It'll take some effort, but it'll be worth it in the long run. So be sure to watch this video and learn how to avoid making money mistakes. Mistake number 1 is spending money on the wrong things and horrible habits. This doesn't mean you can't go get that coffee from Starbucks on Friday to celebrate the end of the week, or grabbing a beer with your friends on a Saturday night. What this is focused on is buying things like illicit substances and tobacco products. These things are painfully expensive and can cost both your bank account as well as your personal life dearly. The average cost of a single pack of cigarettes is $8 in the United States, and many people who smoke will smoke more than just one pack a week. Smoking around 2 packs a week will cost over $800 over the course of a year. Illicit substances such as drugs can far outweigh the cost of cigarettes and will dwindle your bank account even more. Drug habits can cost anywhere from a few hundred a month to a few thousand. That money can be spent elsewhere to improve your life. Mistake number 2 is spending more money than you make. This habit is why many people who make a large salary still live paycheck to paycheck. A good deal of people suffer from lifestyle inflation and want to be able to show off how much money they make. This leads them to buying cars that they can't afford or immediately grabbing that new game off the shelves, sending them down a dark path to financial ruin. A great example of this is Mike Tyson, who made over $300 million during his boxing career, but was $20 million in debt by 2003 due to his spending habits. You should never spend more money than you make, and if you do, that will lead you into a deep pit of debt that will become harder and harder to escape. This deep pit of debt can actually stem from the next mistake on this list. Mistake number 3 is relying too heavily on credit cards. While utilizing credit cards to build credit and create yourself a pathway to buying things that you'd like to defer paying on immediately isn't a bad thing, they are a dangerous tool. Credit cards promote impulse purchasing despite their usually exorbitant interest rate that should make most people rethink everything in their Amazon shopping cart. The trap many people fall into is seeing that their credit limit is this high number that they'd never be able to afford in cash. They then tell themselves that they can push the payment off and defer it to just pay the minimum, until the interest builds so high that they'll never be free of their debt. For many people, using cash helps them reduce the amount of spending when they compare it to a credit card. Mistake number 4 is also a double-edged sword. Social media has a negative effect on how people perceive themselves as well as the things they have when they're constantly comparing it to others online. This is the flip side of being able to make money on social media or using it to learn for the future like you are right now. The constant flow of people flexing their money for others can make someone feel like they need to show that they too have the wealth to buy these ridiculous items. Social media in itself isn't bad, everyone just needs to take a step back and not compare themselves to others. Mistake number 5 is not taking money risks. This mistake will be further separated in later mistakes, but it is something that will be noted as its own thing. As the saying goes, no risk means no reward. With money, everything you do save holding it in a safe at your home is a risk. Long-term investments and IRAs are considered to be risks with your money, but are necessary to grow your wealth within reason so that it tracks with inflation. The value of the dollar decreases every year, but many people don't take necessary risks to increase their value in dollars. The previous mistake leads into mistake number 6, saving instead of investing. It is always good to have money set aside for emergencies. Outside of an emergency fund, not investing your money means that you aren't growing your money. Many traditional savings accounts pay an interest rate below 1% annually, but the S&P 500, for example, has an average annual return of over 9% over the past 20 years. With the average inflation rate in the United States being over 7% in the last 10 years, a savings account can't keep up.